Hi, hello guys. Welcome to episode 4 of the quiz time on Princess Anu TV. And guys, we're going to be doing another question and answer session. We started this that's about 4 days back. Hi, Olumide Gordon, welcome. You are the first. You're the first today. Wow. Nice having you here. This is episode 4. Karen Roots, you're here. Guys, how was your day? How was your day? Let me know. How was your day? Or basically, how has your day been? Because the day is still on. This is basically just 5 p.m. And we are still going to be having a lot to do today, for especially for some of us anyways. So let me know how your day went. How's your day? Oh, that's nice. Okay, it's great. Yours. Okay, mine was cool. Shegun Sanusi, welcome on board. JC dear, welcome. Madizo. welcome, guys. Like, it's nice having you here. It was a bit boring, but kept myself busy by watching a lot of aviation videos. Wow, maybe you share with us those videos you watched too, because now you're making us like long to watch some of these things that you actually watched. Anyways, I'm happy that you guys are making use of the time, and it's actually important because this period sometimes you can just feel down. Just look for something to do, and if you can see the news and all that, a lot of things are coming back to normal. So guys, let's go over to episode 4. Noye is here today. Welcome girl, welcome guys. Don't forget, give this video a thumbs up, very important. And if you're new here, sorry guys, I also overwhelmed with the awesome personalities here. If you're new here, just make sure you click on the subscribe button and click on that bell, so that whenever I post any video whatsoever, anything, you're going to be able to see it. So we are going to be going straight into the questions right now, and this is episode 4. So I'm going to be starting with the question 1 of today. Who is the regulatory body for aviation in Nigeria? Who is the regulatory body for aviation in Nigeria? That's the first question we have for today. I can't wait to see the first person that answers this. Who is the regulatory body? Fan? No. No, it's no fun. Just still No, it's not fun. Okay, I'm going to be giving extra like 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, or let's say 10 seconds to go. Anyways, okay guys, let me tell you that actually is the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA. So NCAA basically gives licenses and all that. Olumide, you're right. Actually, it's NCAA. Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. So let's move over to question 2 of today. What is the full meaning of SODA in aviation? When I mean SODA, I'm saying Sierra Oscar Delta Alpha. Sierra Oscar Delta Alpha. What is the full meaning of Sierra Oscar Delta Alpha? What is the full meaning of SODA in aviation? Soda. What's the full meaning of soda, guys, in aviation? If you've not heard about it, I'm going to be telling you more about it today, because these are some things that a lot of persons, statement of demonstrated ability, that is correct. And most people that get this statement of demonstrated ability are people that either have one disability or the other. Like, it's a statement of demonstrated ability. So either maybe they have one eye. We actually have pilots that have one eye. We actually have some pilots. I watched this. There's a lady on I saw her on Instagram. I've also seen her video. Earlier on, I watched her video. The lady without arms that actually flies an aircraft. She's giving soda. It's actually soda they give to those people that have some kind of disabilities, but they have proven that despite their disability, they can still do what a normal person, no, that's not the word, they can still do what a person with those complete, like the body complete and all that can do. So that is what they give to them. Statement of demonstrated ability is usually issued by either the NCAA, medical personnel or what, but it has to be the regulatory body. Anybody cannot just issue out a soda because it has to do with a lot of safety. Imagine giving somebody, you need to be sure that somebody maybe with one eye or somebody with one arm can, which also wants to become a pilot, can also do that. But how can she drive? Well, nowadays there are a lot of cars that people have made, and a lot of technology is getting higher, you understand? Things are getting a little bit more advanced. So people are putting a lot of things into cars, into aircrafts that can make even a layman fly it in case there's an emergency and all that. So if you ask me how we should drive a car, they will definitely construct a car that fits her exactly, and if it's for an aircraft, they will definitely construct something that actually fits the person exactly. So let's move over to the next question we have for today. Number 3 question for today. Name 3 disqualifying medical conditions in aviation, especially for pilots. Name 3 disqualifying medical conditions in aviation, especially for pilots. Like, you know, there are some diseases that if you have, you will not be given a medical license or you cannot fly. I don't even think soda can be given to you. So what are these 3? Just name any 3 that you know, disqualifying medical abilities that can make you to be denied a medicals, which means you can definitely not fly. So I want to know if you know some of them. So I just say 3: angina pectoris, bipolar disease, cardiac back. You are browsing it. This cannot, you cannot just be giving us all these Olumide, no. You can't be giving us these big names. For goodness sake, there are other rational things that we know outside there. You can't be giving us these strong names and you're telling me you're not browsing it. That is not true. Okay, anyways, prove me wrong that you're not browsing it. Let me see. Tell me in the comment section that you're not browsing it, because you can't be giving me, thank you, diabetes, HIV. Actually, Kerry Ruth, let me even shock you. There are actually some crew members, pilots, and cabin crews and all that actually have HIV. And what I got to know that they later added it in the constitution, when I say constitution, in the regulation. You know, there's always a regulation that every regulatory body has, and I think HIV is not a disqualifying factor if you've gotten your license before you got the HIV, something like that. So I will need to do more research for you on that, but I don't think HIV is a disqualifying factor. If you've gotten your license and if the person has gotten his or her license and the person has HIV, they are not going to cancel the license. Basically, they don't cancel the license, but I think they just added it into the regulation recently anyways. So guys, I can see more persons are joining. If you're new here, let me know your name. If you've not subscribed, subscribe, and also don't forget, guys, give this video a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up. It's very, very important. Okay, I saw more comments here. Okay, yeah, medical unfit, epilepsy, substance abuse. That is very correct. In fact, substance abuse can make you lose your license. That it doesn't matter if you've gotten your license or not. If you're caught using drugs and all that, even excess alcohol found in your system, you can actually lose your license. Okay. Noye says heart issues. You're correct. Kidney problems, definitely. If heart issues, kidney problems, all of them, they are kind of like related, but I really don't know about kidney problems. I'm not like very specific about that now. Several mental illnesses. What about long-term diseases? Long-term diseases, well, HIV is basically a long-term disease. Which other, we have a lot of long-term diseases, but it depends. It's all in the discretion of the medical personnel, that's the aviation medical examiner, to determine if you can be fit to fly or not. An individual cannot actually determine that for you. an aviation medical personnel, because they are actually trained. They didn't just do the normal just medicine and all. They actually went through aviation medicine, so they are the ones in the right position to actually say some long-term diseases that can actually disqualify a person. So let's move over to number 4 question. Name 5 protective personal equipment, that's the PPE, that aircraft engineers actually use. Now we are coming over to the engineering line for all those that actually love engineering, people like Shego and the rest. Abayomi is not here today. Okay, those people that actually love the engineering line, guys, I'm trying to say, name 5 PPE equipment for them actually that they use to perform their jobs. Just 5. We don't need much today. Just 5 personal protective equipment. Very, very important. Only 5. Just 5. Timothy, you're super late. Anyways, welcome on board. Don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. Now we are in question. Funny enough, you met question 4 for today. Name 5 personal protective equipment used by aircraft engineers to perform their duties. Only 5. Helmets, gloves, eye protection. Okay, I go with gloves. I go with eye protection. Helmets. Some of them actually use helmets, hats and helmets, especially if they are doing with cranes, painting, all those things that can actually come from above. I saw that Noi added some things also. Okay, hat, helmet for height, earmuffs. Yeah, earmuffs, very, very important. Earmuffs. Yeah, any other one? Okay, that's quite brilliant, and in fact I'm going to say excellent. You guys actually mentioned the most important things, because your hearing is very, very important. Like, you know, the ear basically takes, I think, 90, is it 70 to 90 decibels? That's the highest actually that the ears can, you know, accommodate. And it's important that you protect your ears, you protect your eyes, you protect your head. Obviously everything is on the head, so you have to just protect it. So let's move over to question 5. What does the rudder control? Yeah, reflective jacket is part of them. Thank you so much. What does the rudder control? What does the rudder, what does the rudder control? If you know it, yeah, Noe, you're a very brilliant pilot, I must say that. Yeah, it actually controls the yaw. Ikechukwu Ono, how welcome. Radar controls the movement of the aircraft. For goodness sake, we have more than one control for the movement of the aircraft, so that's kind of like generalistic. Actually, it controls the yaw. Let's move over to the next question. That was question. Okay, yeah, that was question 5. So let's move over to, okay, Shred is answering late. It actually controls it actually controls the yaw movement of the aircraft, which is the rotation on the vertical axis actually. Let's move over to number 6 question. Sorry, I was trying to look for the questions. It seems like they disappeared. Okay, let's move over to number 6. What kind of fuel does the Boeing 737 use? Like we know, we talked about it yesterday, that the Boeing 737 is one of the most popular aircrafts flown in the world. You have a lot of Boeing 737 pilots, and most airlines actually have Boeing 737 in service because it's fuel efficient, it carries a lot of passengers to an extent, is used for short routes, long routes, it just depends. So it's very, very like popular. So what guys, tell me, kerosene, just kerosene, come on, it's not like a cooking item, not just kerosene, you need to be more specific. Yeah, no, yeah, she got it, she actually got it. It's actually Jet A1. So it's aviation kerosene, but Jet A1. Yeah, aviation kerosene. That's correct. Oh no, how you got it correct. So let's go over question 7 of the 20 questions that we have for today. Question 7. What kind of fuel does the Cessna 172 use? What kind of fuel does the Cessna 172 use? Cessna 172, like we know, is a training aircraft, and a lot of schools, training schools to be specific, has Cessna 172, or even the TB9, which NCAT actually uses for now. So we have Cessna 172, we have Tampico, and they basically use the same thing. So if you know what the Cessna uses, you basically know what the TB9 uses. So what do they use? What kind of fuel do they use? You guys are about going into flight school, and I think I suppose you would have browsed some of these things. I suppose that you have some of these things in your mind. So don't fall my hands, don't fall my hands. Okay, it seems like you don't know. Actually, gasoline, yeah, it's actually half gas too. They actually use half gas, aviation gasoline, in short, half gas, 100 LL. So you can have 100 LL blue, you can have 100 green, it just depends. But I know for Tampico it uses 100 LL blue, and for the Cessna 1722 uses the same thing, LL, 100 LL blue. JP4, no, Madiza, no, you are not correct about that. So guys, let's move. Now question 8. What type of engine do we have on the Cessna 172? What type of engine do we have on the Cessna 172? What kind of engine do we have? Okay, let me move a little bit closer. Let me be sure I'm not missing out on anything. What kind of engine does the Cessna 172 have? Okay, don't crack your brains too much. Actually, it's a piston engine. Hawk XP. No, the thing is that engines have specific classifications depending on the manufacturer and all that. But the thing is that their specifications. Yeah, Continental 0300, that's kind of like an engine number and all that. You know, you have all the engine numbers and the engine names, but let's keep it basic. Let's keep it on the fundamentals. What I'm expecting you to know, it actually uses a piston engine. So in flight school, they're going to be teaching you about piston engine, jet engine, turbine engines, all those engines. Like for lovers of cars, like, you know, my younger brother, he loves cars so much. For lovers of cars, you're going to know that this engine actually has something to do with it actually has something to do with the way the aircraft will actually function, because obviously the engine is what actually propels the aircraft to move, you know, forward and whichever way it's moving. So basic thing I wanted you to know is actually that it uses a piston engine. You know, intake, you have the combustion, you know, all the processes. I think 4 processes in the piston engine. You have the intake. Oh god, let me not go over that now. Okay guys, let's move over to question 9, which is kind of like similar to question 8. How many cylinders is still an engine question. So if you don't know that it's a piston engine question, I'll just help you guys answer this one. Number 9 question actually. The Cessna 172 cylinders in the engine is actually 4. It has 4 cylinders, which is horizontally opposed. And like I said, if you're a car lover, if you're a person that loves cars so much and you love aircraft so much, you're going to know in details about all these things. You know, the cylinders will actually determine how will I say objects are going to perform. Like, you know, cars that have, like, you see some maybe V-shape V6 6 cylinders, you see some cars 8 cylinders. That's also the way it is in the aircraft. You see some 6 cylinders, you see some 12 cylinders. It just depends. So for the Cessna, it actually has 4 cylinders horizontally opposed. Okay, let's move over. Let's not talk too much about engines. Well, the number 10th question is also about an engine. So guys, we need to start learning about engines, because I think during type rating you're going to learn so much about engine, fuel capacity, and all these things, like the type rating, basic type ratings that we did in flight school, or that we are still doing. Type rating, you will do a type rating on the TB9, or if you're flying a Cessna, you do a type rating on the Cessna. If you move over to another aircraft, you do a type rating on it. And they're not going to be teaching you how to like fly the aircraft on ground. They are going to be teaching you, or the ground school work is going to comprise of what that aircraft is all about, as per fuel capacity, engine, batteries, how to emergency units, where this and that and that and that is located. So that's what is going to comprise. So basically you're going to be knowing a lot about engines, even if you're not so much of an engine lover, but you just have to be a little. Then you're going to be knowing so much about fuel capacity and emergency equipment, emergency batteries, how many volts, all those things. You're going to be going in depth into it, like how many volts does this. Well, anyways, let me not go deep. And it's just going to like rotate just around that. So let's move over to number 10, which I wanted to ask was, what type of engine does the Boeing 737? What type of engine do we kind of have on the Boeing 737? It's actually a jet engine. So let's not move over that. I've answered number 9 and I've answered number 10. And let's go over to number 12. Number 11. Like, I'm kind of running today. Let's go over to number 11. What does the elevator control in an aircraft? What does the elevator, like we talked about, the rudder controls the yaw. What does the elevator control in an aircraft? This one is very, very simple. Like, so simple. What does the elevator control in an aircraft? If you know the answer, type on it. Let me know that you know the answer. Welcome on board. I can see more persons are joining. Some people, okay, seems like network is kind of doing. Some people are coming. Some people are, yeah, it's the pitching motion. You kind of like pitch up or you pitch down. That's actually what the elevator controls. So let's go over to number 12 question. Number 12 question says, where is the life vest located inside an aircraft? Where is the life vest? Like, you know, when the cabin crews are kind of like giving you, you know, the safety briefing and the safety talk in the aircraft, they're going to tell you this, that, blah, 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 that, a lot of things, very important details. And where is the life vest? If you've been listening to an extent when they've been telling you, okay, invisible, you know, the way they do all those things. I kind of like it when they do all those things. It's usually interesting to watch. Yeah, you got it right. Under the seat. It's actually located under the seat. I know the French name. It's actually located under the seat or in the armrest. But I want to say this as a disclaimer. Always listen to the flight attendant when they are talking. Don't assume you already know that it's under the seat or in the armrest and you just feel that, come on, I already know, whatever happens, I just know what to do. No, every aircraft might be different. Placements might be different. Where they locate things might also be different. And as regulation keeps going, they will actually determine if they want to still keep it under the seat, if they want to keep it in, like on the front of the seat. It just depends. So always pay attention to what the flight attendants are saying. If you watch a lot of aircraft investigations, you're going to be seeing that what saved a lot of persons most of the time in air crashes is what the cabin crew actually told them before the flight. Maybe if there's an emergency, there's going to be an emergency door open, go through out this door, or do this or do that and do that. It all depends. So take it upon yourself to actually listen to what the flight attendants usually say. Their words are very, very important. They can save your life at any point in time. So let's move over to question 13. Question 13. What happens to pressure at high altitudes? Pressure, you're going to be learning so much about pressure, density, temperature, what else? Pressure, density, temperature. You're going to be learning so much about all those things. Humidity, yep, humidity. Yeah, pressure decreases. It's kind of, this is the way I kind of always picture it, because you're going to be having a lot of questions to answer in it. This is the way I actually picture it. When you're down, the pressure actually is more, because you can like compress a lot of things, like it's more. But the higher you go, Jason, you're very funny. You're very, very funny. Anyways, guys, the higher you go, the pressure decreases. So when you come down, pressure actually increases. The higher you go, the pressure actually, it's kind of enlarges, and so the pressure decreases. Anyways, that's it for that. Let's move over to question 14. What is the full meaning of CAVOC? Charlie Alpha Victor Oscar Kilo. Charlie Alpha Victor Oscar Kilo. What is the full meaning? No wonder there's barotrauma. Yeah, because you have less pressure there and you have like more pressure here. So that's why when there's an emergency, you see that they descend so that you can breathe, and to avoid hypoxia and all that. They have to like descend to come to where you have enough pressure to like help. What is the full meaning? Ceiling and visibility. Okay, come on, carry roots. No, yeah, you guys are killing it. What am I saying, guys? You ladies are you are killing it. Okay, let's move over. The question 15. Full meaning of meter. What is the full meaning of meter? Meter, Mike, Echo, Tango, Alpha Romeo. Mike, Echo, Tango, Alpha Romeo. What is the full meaning of meter? What is the full meaning of meter? Meter. Not the kind of meter you put in your houses anyways to read light and all that. No, not that type. I'm talking about meter in aviation. Mike, Echo, Tango. Yeah, Mike, Echo, Tango, Alpha, Romeo. Meter. Okay, seems like a lot of persons are thinking about it for a long time. Meter is actually meteorological aerodrome report. Meteorological aerodrome. Meteorological, which is the MEE. Yeah. This is kind of like the long form, but we actually put it, if you say Mike, Echo. Yeah. You guys are correct. You are very correct. Very, very correct. Okay, I can see two persons got it. Meteorological terminal aviation, not aviation, is aerodrome. Aerodrome reports for the particular aerodromes and other aerodromes. So, but mainly for that particular aerodrome. So it's a meteorological report, and it has a time limit where it lasts. It's usually taken on an hour basis or sometimes 30 minutes basis. Is for a particular aerodrome, not air reports. Climax YT, welcome. Okay, let's go over to the next question. Olumide, meteorological terminal air report. No, meteorological aerodrome report. Okay, what is the full meaning of TAF? They are also in the same line. You have a meteorological aerodrome report. What is the full meaning of TAF? Tango Alpha Foxtrot. Tango Alpha Foxtrot. What is the full meaning? It's a meteorological term too. What is the full meaning of Tango Alpha Foxtrot staff? Terminal aerodrome. Is terminal aerodrome. No, you're kind of right, but not area. Terminal aerodrome forecast. Terminal aerodrome. Yeah, you're correct, Olumide Godon. Terminal aerodrome forecast. Okay, let's go over question 17. Full meaning of VFR. VFR. Victor Foxtrot Romeo. Victor Foxtrot Romeo. What is the full meaning? This one is super simple because we see for student pilots and you see a lot of student pilots. Yeah, visual flight rules. Thank you so much. You deserve a thumbs up for that. That was quick. Okay, if we have VFR, let's talk about IFR. Let that be an additional question. What is the full meaning of IFR? Since we know VFR, visual flight rules, what is the full meaning of IFR? That's like an additional question, so making it 21 questions. Yeah, instrument flight rules. Ikechukwu, thank you. Yeah, Roots. Oh, you guys are just like, come on. Well done, well done. Okay. Number 18. What part of the aircraft is known as the empennage? What part of the aircraft? Yesterday we talked about the fact that the body of the aircraft is called the fuselage. So what part of the aircraft is known as the empennage? I suppose after our talk yesterday concerning the different parts of the aircraft, I talked about the legs named as the landing gears, and we talked about the body, fuselage. So what part is known as the empennage of the aircraft? Empennage of the aircraft. What part? That should be a little bit quick. Come on, guys. Come on. Vertical tail structure. That's quite. What word am I going to use? Tail stabilizer. Okay. Let's just say. Let me use my pen for example. This is an aircraft, and so, like we know, this is the fuselage. And this tail area, the tail area of the aircraft, everywhere. Wow, this pen actually forms a very good aircraft anyways. Just that we need an extra wing around here. Anyways, guys, let's say this is the empennage, this is the fuselage, which is the body of the aircraft. So the tail area from here upward, everywhere, everything from here, you know, all around this area is known as the empennage of the aircraft. So my pen just did a very good work. Anyways, that's the empennage of the aircraft. In case you're asked, you're going to be asked. That's the basic thing. Those are one of the first things you're going to be doing in aerodynamics. Maybe later we're going to do like a full tutorial, all the courses. I'm not promising, so that you don't hold me on my neck. I'm not promising yet, but I think it would be good. Maybe later on we'll do like a full tutorial, all the courses. We'll just do like a student, you know, learning. We just talk about all the courses, answer some questions, if possible online. It just depends. Maybe when we have time. We have to do that because for persons that want to come into flight school and you're considering it and you're always thinking about it, it's good that you start knowing what the courses actually entail. And if we learn together, you will grab faster. Even if you come to flight school, your exams are going to be like you're just going to be getting everything quick. And I think that's what helped me also in my commercial pilot phase. When most of the things I learned in PPL already, I didn't just forget them because I took my time to actually read them by myself. I read a lot of, I did a lot of background work. So when we came into the CPL phase, I really had maybe some issues with some courses I didn't really do well in PPL, but they were not really much. When I caught up really fast because I already knew a lot already before. Christopher, welcome on board. Nice having you here. If you've not subscribed, subscribing a quiz anyways. We are having a quiz now and we are basically in question 18. We are almost rounding up. That means you came in so late. You came in quite late. So let's move over, guys, to question 19. What is a ferry flight? Oh, I understand. Don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed, also subscribe. What is a ferry flight? What is a ferry flight? Let me know if you know the answer. What is a ferry flight? Like you see pilots on Instagram, they always talk about the fact that we just finished a ferry flight from maybe, let me say, Lagos. Flights, the flying of an aircraft for the purpose of returning. I was reading something. If okay, they gonna ferry fly, the flying of aircraft for the purpose of returning to base. Yes, returning the aircraft itself, not actually the person. Is the returning of the aircraft to base, or maybe taking the aircraft from the manufacturer. I've actually done a ferry flight, returning to base or delivery to an owner. Yeah. When we were done with our night rating, I actually did 2 ferry flights. I had the opportunity to do 2 ferry flights. Because we still have the aircraft like in our base. We still have the aircraft where we did the night rating because we didn't do it in Zaria. So we had to like take the aircraft. I think I made a vlog on that. I can't really remember. We had to like take the aircraft from Zaria. So I flew with, that was the time, I flew with my roommates, and the second time when I went, I practically carried another passenger. You know, are you feeling me? Anyways, I've done 2 ferry flights. I've been opportune because I would say it's an opportunity for you to be called upon, to ferry an aircraft either with somebody in it or somebody without it. So I've basically done 2 ferry flights in my entire small career. I hope to do a lot of ferry flights. It's usually enjoyable because there's no instructor or anybody telling you. You're just with your colleague. You guys are talking about what's going on. It's like a cross-country flight, a general flight, smooth going. You're not thinking so much about anything, and the aircraft is light. Okay, I think in my case, I carried some bags. Did I carry my bag? I just carried like a little hand luggage. Then in the other case too, there was not much load. Your aircraft is light. Everything is just, anyways, we are still in the student pilot phase. When we get to the airline phase, we'll talk more about that. Yusuf, I want to be a pilot, but I'm not a science student in secondary school. How can I become a pilot? Even if you're not a science student in secondary school, you can still do physics. If you have physics, if you want to do your flight training in Nigeria, I'm going to be saying you will need physics. It's compulsory. Maths, physics, English, those 3 courses are compulsory. You can add any other one to it, but maths, physics, and English is compulsory. Maybe if you're going to do it in any other part of the world, where I've heard of some places actually that they don't really mind about all those things. So except if you want to do it in other places, then you can find out. Then I think they will call you to like write their exam. Then when you come to write their exam, they will determine if you can actually cope with what's ahead. Because like all these things we've been talking about, engines, speeds, all these things are basic physics. They are physics all the way. So physics is actually a subject that you have to love. Physics is actually a subject that you need. You can't trade in the bush. Anyways, let's move over. Question 19. That's question 19 I just asked. What is a ferry flight? Now question 20, which is the last but not the least, because we're going to have the last edition tomorrow, the next 20 questions tomorrow. Like, I can't just believe that we've done like 4 editions already. Wow, that's super great. Guys, you guys are being the best all through, and I must give you guys kudos for that. Let's go over to question 20. What is the full meaning of ILS? Like, in most airports you have ILS, and now I'm sure you're getting the picture of what an ILS looks like or what an ILS means, because you've been seeing it in a lot of pictures. Salisu Aliu Muhammad, hi, thank you for the help. What help, please? Can I know what help in the comment section? Instrument landing system. Oh, Lumide, Ikechuku, you guys got it and got it great. Instrument landing system. Seems like you guys keypads were kind of like hanging somewhere and all that, so everybody kind of replied at once. Okay, guys, that's all for today's 20 questions. Tomorrow we're going to be having the last edition. Please, tomorrow is Saturday. Come early, don't come late. Please, I beg you, don't come late. I am a basic flight dispatcher, hoping to join flying classes soon at NCAT after the pandemic. Wow, that would be so nice. And obviously, you'll be able to catch up very, very fast, because what they teach in the dispatch course is the same thing they actually teach in the student pilot part. Like for flying students, what they teach dispatchers is what they teach flying students, just that they go a little bit further into some courses for dispatchers, and they also do a lot in-depth work for the student pilots. And there's no flying part for the dispatch, but there's flying part for student pilots. So you're going to catch up like very, very fast. So far, you don't just have it at the back of your mind that since you know everything, so everybody should like work, because people have a lot of assumptions. You know, when you've done something before and you're coming to like do it again, people are always having this feeling of, come on, I already know it, and they take some things for granted. And if you begin to take, especially lecturers that you know for granted, or you take what they are teaching you for granted, you might not like move far. But if no matter what you know you've learned before, you put it behind you and you look at what is just there, like what you have on your plate, you're going to do excellently well. I'm telling you the truth, because I've seen a lot of persons that even came for example because they are so familiar with the situation. They just feel like, I know this person, I know that, and they just like fall apart. But if you come in and you are determined to, doing your best without thinking about what you knew previously, you're going to catch up. Like, it's going to be exponential, just like this. Pop! That's how it's going to happen. So guys, that's all for today. That's all I have for you. Okay, I'm not going to forget my motivational talk. Today was really refreshing, guys. I really feel good about today. I want to become a pilot. Okay, sadly, so I want to become a pilot in the near future, but I caught some good information from you about flying. Oh, and now I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fresh. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just feeling good. Thank you so much for the compliments. Thank you so much for the feedback. Thank you so much for answering the questions. And today, my motivational talk for you today is keep pushing, guys. Keep pushing. Keep pushing, don't stop. Because I don't know if you've seen a picture. Let me use this as an example. Let me have this. I use it as an example. I always have this little notepads because I'm always writing anyway, so I always have them. You see, have you ever seen a picture of a man digging for gold? And during the process of him finding those golds and diamonds and all that, he gets to a particular point. Let me say he was digging from here, and he gets to this particular point, and he feels that, oh my God, I've stressed myself so long, and it seems like I'm not getting anything. And he stops. And someone else comes and starts from where he stops and continues digging. And before you know, 1 or 2 chops, they begin to find diamonds and they begin to find golds. And this person has given up. The person is already out of the way. Meanwhile, this person that just came over has gotten all the rewards of this person. What I'm trying to say is that you don't want to be in a situation where you work so hard, you invest, you gather enough information, you gather the money, you gather so much things, but along the line, you just feel everything is not working and you give up. Don't give up. That's my word for you today. Whatever you are doing and you've been doing, keep pushing. You know the funny thing, guys, most of the time when I talk to you guys, I also talk to myself, because everything, the way you see it, is not, most of the time, that's not how it is. Like when I talk about the fact that, okay, I had some challenges with when I went for my PPL check ride and all that, obviously you didn't know it till I was out of the whole wrap. Actually, it's lasted for like 1 week or so. So sometimes you might not see the whole picture, but you need to keep pushing. What if you don't like what you're doing? What do you mean if you don't like what you're doing? Do you mean as a career or in life? What actually is it if you don't like what you're doing? Because you need to get to a point in your life where you decide to chase your passions, your dreams, because that's what will make you happy for life. That's what will give you that, extra vibe, extra ginger, extra, will I use the word extra sauce? Or I really don't know. But actually, you need to keep pushing. Do you think it's worth it going from your BSc program to aviation? Yeah, I think it's worth it. It's worth it. Very, very much worth it, because it's not like you drop the BSc at a point. You like take it. It's like a part of you. You take it from where you are and you bring it into aviation, and it makes you more composed, it makes you more put together than somebody that just, if possible, left from secondary school. So it just depends. You know, we are talking about the general world life. The way someone that left from secondary school that is not so mature, or let me not use the word someone that left from secondary school, maturity actually differs. Somebody might leave from secondary school and the person might be really mature. Somebody might even have done BSc and the person might not be so mature. So it just depends. Ikechukwu, if you don't like your BSc but you prefer an aviation school direct, I'm going to say that if your parents actually want you to do the flights, the BSc first, you will have to go for it. Trust me, except you have the money and except you want to sponsor yourself. But at the second hand, I read a post on LinkedIn that was about 2 days ago or 3 days ago. I really can't remember. Let me come a little bit closer. I read a post on LinkedIn, and the lady was talking about the fact that during this period of the pandemic, she had to think about what she can do, and she picked up her BSc and decided that okay, she's going to use her BSc to do something before the whole pandemic is over. So having your BSc, I'm going to use the word that having your BSc is like having a backup in case everything doesn't work out for you excellently well, maybe in aviation and all that. You might likely fall back to your BSc, or having your BSc can give you an edge in another field. It's not like basically since you did a particular course, maybe you didn't like that course and maybe aviation ended up not working out so well. God forbid, I don't pray for that for anybody, but let's just say for somebody, aviation did not work out so well and you now decide on what to do. You know that someone with a BSc can pick any path and follow, and the person has a landing edge. The person has what to like fall back to. But if you don't have anything and aviation doesn't work out for you, what are you going to fall back to? So don't just throw away the BSc like that. If your parents actually want you to do the BSc, I'm going to advise that you do it. Not just because okay, you don't feel like or something. Just do it for tomorrow, so that they don't end up telling you things like, okay, but we told you to do it and you did not do it now. This, because you know, things about aviation, they are kind of slim. They are always slim. You're talking about medicals, you're talking about your health, you're talking about the fact that you need money to do ratings, getting a job. There are a lot of factors that involve in aviation, and you need to keep pushing and pushing all through to the end for you to be able to reap the fruits and the benefits of aviation. So I'm going to advise, hold your BSc. Do it if that's what your parents want at this time. But if they want to send you straight to flight school, kudos, you can go to flight school, then later you do the BSc. That's the advice I have for you guys today. Seriously, you guys have won my heart. In fact, on this channel, like, I just feel like expressing myself as much as possible. Thank you so much for being with me today, and always I'll see you guys tomorrow's live stream by 5 p.m. and please do not come late. I'll be expecting you. So guys, bye. If you have any questions, basically, thank you, Madiza. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section, and you can send me an email, whatever you want to do. I'll be just here waiting and looking after you guys. So guys, bye. Thank you so much.